are some of my favorite FCRA credit bureau violations you definitely want to pay attention to. And we're going to check out a couple of different accounts, actually, 8 of them. Now, you're going to want to look for these on your own credit report. And if you don't already have the ability to check out all three bureaus side by side, my links for Identity IQ and Smart Credit are in the description. Look at date last active. Right below it is date of last payment. Above that is comments. So these are the two sections that we're looking at: comments and data last payment. And we might even go into the payment history, but these are the two that we are sticking to. So if you look at data last payment, you're going to see 6/2023 and 9/2022. This should stick out because the data last payment actually stipulates when the account is naturally going to come off. So if you add 7 years to 2023, that's going to give you a totally different year than adding 7 years to 2022. That means they're going to fall off at two totally different times. And that, my friend, is called illegal aging. That's a violation. The second thing that you want to notice is the comment section. You see, this account was disputed, but it's missing the notice to dispute on Equifax. It does have it on Experian and TransUnion. So Equifax, out of all three bureaus, is in violation of FCRA 623A3 and AC for failing to enter this notice within 30 days. What does that mean? Well, if you go check out 623, it's going to very clearly tell you that an account that was disputed and not marked as in dispute cannot report on a credit report. Now, if you're thinking that's just a one-off, we're looking at another client, another account, and another instance of the same thing. 2019 on date last paid, missing entirely on Experian, and 9/2020 on TransUnion. So again, what does that mean? It means that it's going to come off two totally different years, and Experian isn't even reporting it. A lot of people ask me, do I check every account for every client? The answer is yes. I look at the account numbers, type, balance, monthly payment, date last reported, comments, date last active, the payment history, date of last payment. I look at it all because it's all supposed to report a very specific way. We're only talking about two specific violations, but I'm asked this question so much that I wanted to answer it in this video. I break down the entire account every single time. Nothing's automated. Nothing is, a template. If you've been following me for the 9 years that I've been here on YouTube, then you already know with my 1,600 videos that there's very specific things that I'm looking for because it gets the results. So if I were looking at this account, I would go and I would check out these two things. This account was disputed. Again, notice a dispute was not entered. It cannot report on the credit report. Data last payment. It doesn't matter how many credit reports that I look at, I'm always going to see the same violations every single time. If you're looking at your credit report and you don't know what to dispute or why you're disputing it or what you should be saying, I highly recommend checking out my playlist, especially for removing charge-offs, because it's going to walk you through the things that you're looking for, how an account should and should not report, and even how to attack some of these violations. And of course, if you check out the comment section, you're going to find out a bunch of resources like my credit repair course on steroids. So with this one, we don't even have a payment history. It just doesn't exist. That's this 2-year payment history down here in the bottom. And it's supposed to be there because this is not a collection. It's actually a charge off. If you look at the payment status, it doesn't even say it's a charge off. It says it's unknown because it's included in bankruptcy. It changes the whole account. It can turn a collection into a charge-off into unknown status, and change a bunch of the payment history, like getting rid of it entirely. If I pull 10 random clients, I'm going to see that on at least 60% of these clients' credit reports, we're looking at the same violations. And that's why we're going over this today. You can check out that in the description, as well as my credit sweep stall tactics video. Let's go back to violations. What would you say in a dispute letter? Start with date last payment. Delete this account for legal re-aging because Equifax shows the date last paid was 2019. Experian is missing it. TransUnion illegally re-aged this account from 2019 to report September 2020, which means this account was supposed to naturally fall off. Now, what if you disputed it, it came back, and the comment section was missing the notice of dispute? What would you do? What would you say? This is really simple. You guys ask me all the time, what do you say? Well, it's really simple. I disputed this on X date. 30 days later, the notice was supposed to report that I disputed it, and it didn't. FCRA 623, it says that an account that was disputed that is not marked in dispute cannot report, and therefore this account needs to be deleted. If you want to shorten it up, you can very simply say delete for violation of FCRA 623, failure to enter notice of dispute required by the 31st day after they received your dispute. So let's go check out a couple more. This one, again, no payment history, so that's not there. And this is a Macy's account, so it is a charge off. And it's because, again, it was included in bankruptcy. And we're looking at 2019, missing 2020. So these same rules apply to this, where we would use the same exact thing as the previous account. This one is a bit different because now we have payment history. The first day of delinquency for the last 24 months starts May 2022. Equifax reports the last payment date was May 2022. However, if you look at the payment history, it says it was 30 days late, May 22, and then 60, 90, so on and so forth. That means that a payment was not received in May 2022, or the payment history is incorrect. But we got the same thing here, not marked as in dispute. This one is not marked as in dispute. We have our violations here. Now this one's actually from Smart Credit. Look at this, date last paid. If we go look at date last paid right here, 9/2023, 9/2023, 1/2022. That is illegal. And if you look at the payment history, this just doesn't make any sense. Anyways, let's skip that. Go over to creditor remarks, nothing here. Both are violations. This was disputed, not marked as in dispute. It even says right here, account not disputed. So many instances of the same thing, same violations, different clients, different credit reports. I promise if you look at your credit report and you understand what you're looking at, that you too will see these violations. We have two left. Let's take a look at this one. This one, date last paid, 2021, 2021, 2022. Illegal read. We also have activity after the close date. Different video about that. Look at the payment history. January 2022 is on time here, but it's actually reported as late here. So tell me how that happens. I don't know. No notice of dispute. So we have one more where I'm going to again show you just how easy it is to find these. These are all over the place. I use these every single day when I break down my accounts and manually dispute to get these things off my clients' credit reports. So take a look at this activity after the close date. Totally inconsistent payment history. 1/2023, 1/2023, 6/2022. Also, not marked as disputed here, here, or here. These are two violations that can permanently and legally remove negative items from your credit report. Do you have questions about this? Post it down in the comments. Smash that like, subscribe if you haven't, if you want to see if I can do a credit sweep for you. That link is right at the top of the screen.